Do you sometimes long to be a really great role model for your kids? I'm Kim Marie. Welcome to the channel. This is one video in a series of 12 that I'm doing related to a question that I pose on my homepage. What would your middle way look like? And there are a number of suggestions there that many women talk to me about. One of them is, I want to be a great role model to my kids. I want to show up and have them see me walking the talk. I want to be able to live what I believe and align with my truth so they can align with their truth. Oh, we all want to be great role models to our kids. We all want our kids to, see the best of who we are and become the best of who they are. So how do we do that? How do we be that great role model? Well, first of all, we need to honor that they came to us. They showed up because they want to be here with us. There are lessons they have to learn. There are lessons we have to learn. My children are my greatest teachers, and they have been since day one. Okay? So it's not just about you being the perfect role model to them. It's about you being the experience that they came here to have. We don't always know what that is. We don't always know where that's going to lead or how that's going to be moving forward. But what we can do is show up to the best of our ability to know ourselves, to align with our values and authenticity, to follow our passions and our path and our vision, to feel on purpose and fulfilled, and to keep creating in the ways that we're here to create, rebirthing ourselves into those new visions that we have as we spiral through the cycles of life. When we do that, when we actively engage in life, aligned with who we really are, honest and truthful about who we are and what we care about and what matters, staying true to our values and to our passions and what we care deeply about, that's what our young people will see. That's how we can become great role models to our kids. Okay? Be the person. I always love this phrase. Be the person your dog thinks you are. Be the person your dog thinks you are. All right? I have a little puppy. She thinks I'm amazing. And sometimes I think, oh gosh, if she only knew. Right? We all have our foibles. We all have our vices. We all have our challenges, our wounds, our traumas, etc. I'm not saying that we're supposed to just lay it all out there for our kids, especially when they're little and they wouldn't understand. But there are ways in which we want to make sure that we're being real with our kids, okay? I remember my growing up, the concept of love was interesting between both of my parents. My father grew up in a family where they were very, very permissive and almost didn't say anything, even if he did something wrong. I remember him telling me a story about hiding some beer for him and his friends. He and his teenage friends had put a case of beer behind this log cabin that he and his father had built when he was young, and he was having some friends over that night. And at one point, he came inside into the kitchen, and his father was sitting at the table with the case of beer on the table and drinking the beer. And my dad just said, I didn't say anything, but neither did his father. And, nobody said anything. Maybe it didn't have to be said, but my dad always said he felt like he never knew for sure if he was loved because nobody said anything. It was so permissive and just what it was. Now, on the flip side, my mom's side, strict Irish Catholic family, and my mom always said that she felt like she didn't know if she was loved because of how strict and rigid and unyielding her parents were. And so my parents were trying to find something in between, okay? And that's the biggest thing I think as parents we try to do. We want our kids to feel loved. We want to know that we're setting a good example, we're being good role models, we're showing up and not passing on the wounds and the traumas and all of that to our children. But the reality is they're going to have their journey, they're going to figure it out, and the best we can do is keep doing our work. Keep paying attention. All these other videos that I'm doing in this series around finding your voice and living on purpose and making a difference and all of those things, if you keep working and striving toward that, in finding your middle way, your truth, the essence of who you are, that in turn will reflect on your kids. That becomes a good role model to your kids. Now, there's lots of little details that we could go into about what can we do. You know, how do we deal with anger in front of our kids if we don't want them to see us as angry? Well, you know what? Our kids have to learn how to navigate emotions. And so how can we learn about healthy emotions and emotional mastery so that we can model that for our children, right? How do we learn about you know, the thoughts that we have and whether or not we're trusting thoughts that are irrational and impractical versus thoughts that come from deep in our inner knowing and our inner wisdom, right? What are the actions that we're doing? How are our behaviors matching what we say we believe in or that we value? All right, all of these are pieces that we can look at in order to show our children the truth of who we are and help them become the truth of who they are. The goal is be present, be connected to them, but be present and connected to yourself. That is such a huge key for truly being a great role model to our kids. So I'm curious, can you leave and share in the comments, where have you struggled to feel like a great role model to your kids? And where have you felt like you completely succeeded? You did a great job and you know that your kids saw that and it made an impact on them. I'd love to hear your stories. Share in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.